It says it's being live streamed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a YouTube live.
Does it? Okay, I just need to be able to share it to Facebook. So, got it here. Share. Facebook. Waiting for it to come up. Is it taking me to, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Live with Grace Terry now. How's that?
Mm.
And
Okay.
so it should take us live. Okay. I'm just trusting it. I think we're good.
Okay, well, it says like it's live.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
well, here we are. And it's really odd because we're live on. Okay. Got it. All right. I wasn't in the right window. Well, welcome to A Day of Light and Love 2022. I'm Jeannie Fritsch, and I get to host this event, which is so exciting for me because the conversations that I get to have are just amazing. So we're going to have the conversation now with Grace Terry, and Grace is currently in Los Cabos, Mexico.
Yes.
on the beach, right?
On the beach, yes.
And what are you doing there?
I am hosting concerts, meditation and sound healing concerts for the Ritz-Carlton here in Los Cabos. I have a contract with them to sing in the equinox and solstice. So here I am.
So you've done that today or tonight?
Yeah, today I did it at noon, and tomorrow I'm doing it again. And it's really nice because people come here for vacation and to tap into meditation and to put intentions of the day. It's really interesting, you know. It's something that I have been doing here for the hotel for 4 years now. So
Very exciting.
it is.
I remember when you, I think 2 years ago, you were on and you had actually just completed the bowls. You did something with the sound and the bowls.
Yes, I remember. It was 2 years ago. Wow.
I know. Time moves along, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. We were talking about what your conversation was going to be around. And before we jump into that, would you just, for people who are watching and maybe don't know you, just give a little bit of background of who you are and how you've come to be where you're at today?
Okay. Well, I am a sound soul singer. I've been singing for mostly all my life, but doing this kind of higher consciousness music, it's going to be 22 years now. I have 8 records that you can find it in all the platforms. I am a producer, a composer, and I am a meditation teacher. So, well, I've been studying a lot of things all my life: breath work, the art of God. I am a Reiki Master. So everything is devoted to spirituality, to really to know who we really truly are in these times, in this lifetime. So that's what I'm devoted to with all my work.
Now you live in Mexico now, but you're not originally from Mexico?
No, I was born in El Salvador in Central America. My mother is Hungarian and my father was English. And my grandmother from Chile, and I live in Mexico.
A
Yeah.
multicultural family.
Yeah, yes. And Well, I think that it says a lot of my of the way I live, because I love to travel and to meet people from all over the world, you know.
Yeah. Well, this event is really to help feed the soul, the heart and the soul of those who are in need of a little bit of filling their heart with hope, with a message of transformation, possibility. And I know that you had said that surrender, was it surrender during chaotic times?
Yes.
Yeah, the word surrender it's a beautiful word. Myself, I didn't used to think that. That was almost like a fighting word for me. Surrender, never, really, it's true. I mean, truth be told, that for sure. And it's interesting how adversity offers the opportunity for us to hone our own alignment isn't even the right word. How we, they talk about, a diamond was once a chunk of coal. And I feel like that honing process is like the bringing the diamond out of the coal. And for me, surrender has been a huge, that path to surrender and through surrender has been a huge part of that honing process. And I'm just curious to know why you selected that theme for your segment.
For me, surrender is like flowing, like either you fight the river, against the tides and everything, or you just let it go, and things are going to happen in life no matter what. So the more we really trust what's going on, even though maybe we don't like it, it's painful, the more we really trust and surrender to what is, the more we're going to experience grace and joy, and to know that that's part of life. And a lot of people, they don't understand what is the meaning of surrender. It's like what you were saying, oh, we're going to resist. Why am I going to give up? And it doesn't have to do anything with that. Surrender is having faith in life, having trust that everything is supposed to be the way it is. We live in a duality. Everything is going to happen, good and bad things. This is the evolution path as a human. So the more we really trust and surrender and to the process and says, I don't know why, but I'm going to just flow with it. And with that saying, in my process, it's not that you don't feel the pain or the sorrow of things in life, but you know that the outcome at the end is going to be for the good. That is surrender for me.
Yeah, I think there's no, for me, I'll just speak for me. I'll make an I statement. I have found that every advancement has been accompanied by some level of surrender. Surrender to whatever the magnetic pull is, or the push. Sometimes I've been pushed from behind. I don't know if you've ever felt that way, but you just have to surrender, like you're talking about, to the flow. Oftentimes for me, some of the darkest times really have been a portal of the greatest advancements. And my capacity to surrender is greater today than it's ever been in the past. and I savor it now.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, we learn to savor it, because when we realize really that we are being taken care at a higher level, we really are. Doesn't and right now as a humanity, the way our things are unfolding, like so dark times are in top of our planet, with everything that is going on. It's the most we have to really surrender and trust that everything it's in higher order. We are in divine timing. So just to feel that in our hearts, not only our mind, because the mind maybe can go to other realities or other understanding, but the place to go to surrender, in my experience, is through the heart. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go no matter what. I don't understand. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna let it be taken by the arms of God, of divinity.
So to kind of reverse engineer surrender requires trust.
Correct.
And I don't think there's any trust without faith.
Well, I go hand in hand completely.
Yeah. So for the individual that's saying, well, this is all very nice, but I don't know how to trust. Because I think that I believe that my faith, I think, has always been fairly strong. However, when the refusal to surrender is, again, it's an indication of no trust, like that wrestling, for the control, right?
Yes.
Now I know when I sense myself wanting to do that, now I know, oh, wait, Jeannie, step back, allow. Because for me, surrender is just allowing. Allow, like surrender my need to control and allow the beautiful thing that's coming to me to come through in the version that is showing up. Because sometimes some of my most beautiful becomings and beginnings didn't look like that in the package that it arrived. And I think in my life, it's happened so much that I can now just know, oh, it's the next unfolding. It's the next becoming. And that trust becomes much more, I don't know, easier. It's easier to just engage it. Because I feel like for me, oftentimes it's just natural, but yet there's still times where I have to be intentional, like intentionally step back and allow. So I guess my question to you is, in your journey of surrender, how did you get to the understanding that surrender is the path to becoming?
One of the things that always were something that I fight a lot back is that the need to know. I was like, I really need to know why things happen the way, and I want to know the outcome. And I was having that. And I remember when I was studying pathwork, spiritual psychology, for 10 years, one of my teachers, David, says, you know what? There are things that you will never know, and you will die without even knowing it. That was a huge breakthrough in my life, because I always wanted to understand the why. And for me, understanding that there's no need to understand,
Yes,
open another doors of
wow,
existence that I didn't know that they were there, that existed, and now it's becoming like beautiful, because I don't really need to know why things happen the way, or what's gonna happen next. It's like, I trust. I just go with what it's unfolding in my life, and something stopped in me of the needing to know why, you know.
How does action then, how does action figure into surrender? Because for me, surrender isn't laying on the couch. I mean, it could be. I've certainly had those days, you know, but
Yeah,
at some point, there was this infusion of energy that arrived, and I knew I needed to take some steps.
yeah, yeah. Well, for me, it's through my heart. When I feel that I really want to do something, or I want to go to a place, or I just want to go and trust whatever. It's first for me, the language. That's why I'm telling that the language for me is the heart. That's where the action is.
Mm,
Not and my mind will follow,
mm,
not the other way around. That I used to do that in the past.
mm.
That got me into trouble.
Yes, that's so true, isn't it?
Yes.
So true.
Yeah.
That
So
mental field
yeah.
is really tricky.
Yeah, because it's behind, there's a belief system, there's a lot of things, voices that are not in higher resonance with who we truly are, you know. So one of the things that it's getting easier and easier. It's like, if I feel to do this, and then I will allow the action to follow to whatever I want to do, or whatever I want to meet with people, even at the very basic level, you know. It's like, if I don't feel like, you know, it's like right now, it's been 4 years that I'm been working for the hotel. And today, I'm going to put this as an example, because today I felt in my heart that this is coming to an end. I don't feel like anymore.
Mm.
I was very interesting, and I'm like, so let's see what unfolds next, because this is closure for me, because my heart is telling me we've done this. Now we're gonna follow another uh, thing, you know. So and when I realize that, doors will open that will follow my heart and the action. I don't know if it makes sense.
It does. I mean, it makes sense to me because I've lived what you're saying. And so I do understand. I think that trust is the key here. We can talk about surrender all day, but learning, I think in my experience, there was a time coming out of my 20s and coming out of a really challenging era of a relationship where I didn't really know what was up and what was down. Life was very blurred. Reality was very blurred. I think a really important thing for me was just to center, like not make life too big, just kind of come back and find my own footing, so to speak, like reestablish the foundation of Jeannie so I could trust myself again, because I had trusted and then lost sense of who I was. When we lose sense of who we are, we're not trusting ourselves anymore because we don't even have that connection anymore.
Yeah.
So for me, I had to step back and go in. And I didn't do it alone. I sought input from people who had better results in that area of confidence and knowing themselves and knowing why they believed what they believed. And I spent some time doing that. And for someone who might be on here and life just feels like really, really confusing because maybe something has shifted. Like for me, it was a relationship shift. It was the end of, it wasn't just the relationship shift, but it was like the end of the relationship. And then I think the beautiful thing of the end of relationships is it's an opportunity. It's almost like an invitation to get to know yourself at a new phase of your becoming.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you're going through that, if you're watching this and you're going through that, understand that it feels like it's a bad thing until you realize that it's an invitation to the next, to the next. It's just an invitation. And the surrendering, trusting, I think the more we go like this, we start to learn to like feel your heart and trust the voice that your heart is offering you, because that inner voice, that inner you, no one really knows you like that inner you. It knows who you really are, not necessarily how you've been or how you've paraded yourself. No. But to go in, I think that's where the trust to eventually surrender begins. That's how it was for me. And it seemed like baby steps at first, but consistency for me, I was very consistent. Even to this day, I'm really, really consistent. And I think consistency over time creates a momentum of growth and confidence and trusting your inner voice more. And I think you see yourself come through some things and you realize, oh my goodness, these challenging times are actually opportunities if we choose to accept them. I mean, we can sit there, we can stay on the couch, we can close ourselves off, we can do that. But in order to move forward, we have to make the intentional choice to move through whatever the darkness is or the shadow is, and I think in that forward motion, there is a momentum that's created that all of a sudden light just, everything gets brighter and brighter and brighter, more light.
Yeah, I love what you just said, because, the more we feel lost, the nearer we are to find ourselves. So everything is in
Say that again. Can you say that again? The more that we
lost, the more we are lost, the nearer we are to be found.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Because it's a circle.
Wow, that's a mic drop. Yes.
Yeah, and then it's a spiral, and you're gonna hit into that momentum again and again, especially through relationships. That's the way we really grow, through relationships. So it's like this, and then we just pick up those fragments. That's why I think it's important when we finish a relationship to be on our own for a while, not to try to jump in another relationship, because we're gonna pick up those fragments of understanding of the lost and found, and then with that you have new a luggage to carry on, to be part of the new process of the becoming of the next level of who you are. So it's very interesting how when I hear somebody, I'm so lost, and I say, hey, great, so you are this near to find yourself again.
Yes.
And then we realize the more we go into that spiral, the more we know ourselves, like that inner love within you, to truly know yourself in the way that nobody will ever know you. No matter how close you are to another person, the closest you can be is with yourself.
Yeah.
So for me, that's precious.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
Yeah, and I have the same thing with different love relationships, which is the most intimate ones, is that to realize how sometimes I get lost in a relationship, and then when it's over, I just come back to me and I say, wow, I'm so happy I'm back in myself. And not like oh well, this relationship was so bad. No, it's like, what an experience, what a ride. So what is my understanding, for my next phase in life? It's profound to really think about surrendering, because that it's the whole thing. It's like what we say, it's the whole enchilada.
It is. It is. Who'd have thought? For me, who'd have thought? Because like I said, it wasn't my favorite word at
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
And
for me
it's
neither. But
it's
now it's
become
like
my favorite way of living. It's
and for
become,
me,
it's so interesting because through surrender, I feel like life takes on this energy of adventure. Like it's like a personal adventure. Like, oh,
yes,
here's an obstacle. Oh, and instead of like blocking it, because I think in my life, I just thought at a certain point the challenges stopped. You hit a point and then the challenges just stopped. And it's so interesting because if someone was to say to the earlier version of Jeannie, oh no, the obstacles are never going to stop, I'd be like, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, because
I want to know.
that I have no desire for that. And it's funny because now it's not like I sit here saying, oh, I desire the next obstacle. I just recognize that obstacles and serendipities and random occurrences, positive and negative, will be on my path.
Mm,
And the surrender part of it is that I'm like, I have the perspective of, oh, interesting. I wonder where this will lead.
yeah,
It is more of an adventure now.
yeah. Well, surrender is like having a magic key. It's like the abracadabra. It's like
Mm.
having the key to open to a world of infinite possibilities
Oh,
in every way.
I
You
love
know.
that. Infinite possibilities.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Surrender brings that totally, completely.
Did you want to offer any sound
Well, I don't have any.
sound magic or voice magic? Or I didn't ask you before you came on if we could do that, so
Well,
I'm being
I don't.
highly assumptive here.
I don't have any instrument. Well, I have my voice, which is my instrument. So,
Yes,
hey, I will channel something. Ah,
some kind of a blessing.
okay. Okay. Ah, ah, Gurename juga Gurename Sat Gurename Sri Gurudev Name Sri Gurudev Name Gurudev Name juga Gurename Sat Gurename Sri Gurudev Name Sri Gurudev Name Sri Gurudev Name It's a mantra. Sikh of the Kundalini Yoga. So it's a higher mantra for protection. Ad Gurename, Jugat Gurename, Sat Gurename, Siri Guru Devaname.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
All of a sudden, I felt this just overwhelming feeling of peace. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my honor to be here with you, Jenny.
Thank you for joining us and for your inputs.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for everybody that will listen to this. I hope this serves you. Somebody that really needs this message.
I guess I have to figure out now how to, I guess we have to just end. I guess that ends it when we just end, which I guess that's what we have to do. Thank you.
Alicia says gratitude to you both. Oh, so
Oh,
beautiful.
you can see the Q&A. I'm sorry. I had it.
It's okay.
Oh, wonderful, Felice.
Yeah, so nice.
All right.
Okay, well, sending you lots of love.
Thank you. And thank you for tonight. And Merry Christmas to you.